Now to the future of HMV. Employees of the music retailer are facing a miserable new year after it was announced yesterday that the company was on the brink of administration. It trades from 130 stores and employs 2,200 staff. It said it had posted a notice of intention to appoint administrators because of a cash crisis. If it does go bust, it would be the second time HMV has collapsed in recent years, having filed for administration in 2013, after which it was acquired by its current owners, Hilco.
But HMV is not alone. It's been one of the toughest years for the high street since the banking crash a decade ago. The likes of Pound World, Toys R Us and Maplin have all gone bust this year, while heavyweights Marks and Spencer and Debenhams have announced plans to shut hundreds of stores. Well, joining us now is the consumer and retail expert, Kate Hardcastle. Good morning to you, Kate.
Hello, good morning.
What is the HMV offer, and do you think anyone else could be interested in reframing this or not?
Well, I think you're exactly right to hit the nail on the head with the offer being one of the challenges, because when they repackaged it in 2013, I felt the hope and the opportunity for it was a much more streamlined business, not as many stores, very much focusing on the online offer as well, and really putting itself into the music industry, into the music business, by perhaps connecting with live music, because we know the entertainment and the experience economy is on the rise, working with itself is a HMV expert specialist in the music sector, really going underground as well and getting into local music scenes. It continued to trade as quite a large vanilla type retailer of DVDs and CDs. And we know that the music market is very much challenged in terms of its traditional status because of streaming and downloading, which has affected it with likes of Netflix offering movies instantaneously, and also the fact that we know online has come and taken such a large part of the traditional retail business.
Is it possible, though, to have the kind of offer you're suggesting on the scale of HMV, or does it have to be very tailored to specific areas?
It would be more niche. It would be smaller and leaner. But there was, in 2013, 5 years ago, still perhaps the opportunity to do something like that, to carry on trading, to carry on accruing those debts, and to try and repackage something now is 5 years later on, many more players have come into that market, and there's only a finite amount of cash everyone's got to spend. If you are a consumer, you tend to habit form as well. A lot of the streaming, etc., is subscription based, so you tend to pattern towards certain brands, and therefore it's really hard to win them back. It costs a lot more money to get a new customer than it does to attain an existing customer.
So what are the chances somebody would take it over and either try and replicate, well, no one's presumably wants to replicate what they're doing if it's a plan that doesn't work, but try and reframe it in some way at this point, do you think?
I think just like Habitat and brands that have a certain amount of nostalgia, there probably will be some interest in its iconic brand status. But people are very savvy consumers. They don't buy in a charitable way. They buy for the best for them and their families. So, yes, there might be still some hope that that brand exists in some format. But what we're looking at here is a real crisis of the high street. There is an opportunity and green shoots in a future for traditional shops because people still want that opportunity to experience traditional retail, but it has to be much leaner, smarter, more efficient. It's got to be an offer that suits consumers, and that's against a tide of really big challenges as well, of rent rates and high streets themselves suffering with footfall because of challenges to parking and accessibility. It really is going to be a continued evolution into 2019, and probably some other brands that are going to be lost on that high street as well.
Okay, so what do they have to offer when you walk through the door that you can't get online?
That's exactly what they have to offer, something they can't get online. So one of the big questions I've always had is why organisations are very quick to reduce costs by taking people off the floor. They're service advocates, they're brand faces, the people who help you are the experts of the knowledge, are the people that can guide you through the store. And that's always a quick thing that disappears out of those brands you've mentioned, like M&S and Debenhams. But I think they're one of the things that actually are a huge benefit versus online, which is a very technical, very clean cut sale experience. And I think to create more synergy between your online and offline offer, which sounds a bit technical, but just generally getting stock. A lot of people get frustrated with stock levels. A lot of people get frustrated with the amount of information they can get out of you as a retailer. Understanding mainly that the customer's got to be at the core of everything you do and building the business around that, rather than this quite strange thing of trying to keep on trading as a retailer as you have done for 10, 20 years. It just won't work anymore. It won't cut it.
Kate Hardcastle, thank you very much indeed for that.